You ever go to a hockey game or a basketball game and you just keep putting off going to the concession stand because you're like, damn, I know if I step out for one moment just to get a popcorn, to get a soda, they're going to score a goal, they're going to get a basket, a slam dunk, I'm going to miss some big play. And then you just do it because you're hungry and, you're down there, you hear all the audience roar and the crowd, make a big applause. And you're like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have stepped out. That's kind of what happened to me, a couple weeks back. Kind of deleted social media for a few weeks, just kind of needed to, take a breather. I'm on it all the time, so I figured, just need to step back for a week or two. But in the back of my mind, I had this feeling like, damn, something's going to happen, in the main rap scene, that I'm going to miss out on. I just know, something I'm not predicting. And, come to find out, come back to social media, see what I missed. And of course, HeyPierre, South Portland rapper who had been on a hiatus. I don't want to call it retirement, because he'd only dropped a handful of tracks or so. But he had dropped his first track in over a year, I think, to be specific. It was about 14, 15 months since he last dropped the track. And come to find out, he dropped two on his SoundCloud page, one called Day and one called Night, a little 1-2 punch right there. Day, by far, is my favorite. Day is very hazy. It's heavy. The bass really shines through on that one. But both are dope tracks. But, I just had this feeling like I was going to miss something. And, of course, Pierre made his comeback. But you should definitely check out those tracks. Worth a wait, I'd say, a little different from his previous songs. I once called him a punk rapper. Didn't mean so much punk rock. Didn't mean he's a bad guy. He's just more of an edgy rapper. Someone who goes against the grain stylistically, and I think that's dope. That's what I look for in rappers. To stand out. And Pierre was definitely one of those guys from the very first time I saw him perform live. This was back 2019. It was the late May, early June, sometime around there. I was walking into the venue in Portland. It was at Empire. And, I saw this kid, he had a winter hat on, mind you, it was super hot in there, like a bunch of people stuffed into a small venue, beginning of summertime, really hot, probably like over 90 degrees in there. But I see this rapper on stage with a winter hat on, and at the time, I was unfamiliar. I actually asked Rox the 96er, local rapper who was in the audience at the crowd at the time. He performed later that night as well, but, at the time he was in the crowd. I was like, yo, Rox, who's this guy up on stage right now? He's killing it. He's like, oh, yeah, man, that's Pierre. He's totally next up. And, ever since then, Pierre, been on my radar, someone who, like I said, stands out. He's got some punk to him. He's got some juvenile to him, someone who, goes against the norm. But and that is, still evident in his music. Again, two new tracks, brand new on his SoundCloud page. One's called Day, one is called Night. Day is my favorite, just definitely listen to that one first. But, one thing I'm not too happy about is he actually wiped out almost all of his songs that were on his SoundCloud page. He had like half a dozen or so. Really dope tracks, back 2019, kind of took it easy in 2020. I mentioned that hiatus, but all those tracks seemingly have been erased from his SoundCloud page. Maybe Pierre was just not too proud of those and he wanted to start on a clean slate. I don't know, but hopefully, he puts those back up at some point. I was really digging those tracks. But what are your thoughts on the comeback of Pierre? For a while I was worried. I figured he, might have got some new hobbies like hunting or fishing, but I'm glad to see he's back. Drop a comment below. What's he going to do the rest of the year? Let me know your thoughts.